Welcome everybody to the full moon event. And we have a special guest, and I believe I imagine she will be attending most of the full moon events from here forth. Kaitlynn, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for inviting me. And yes, I foresee myself attending more in the future.
Excellent. I love it. And we were texting last night, or we were Instagram messaging last night about getting a moon water jug together. Let's have a look at that bad boy. You got one ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So I have this. It's glass, and then I got it at a farmer's market. So those are real pressed flowers on the top.
Oh no way. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So,
I love it. That's great.
Thanks.
Cool. So Kaitlynn, a couple questions for you, just because you're our latest guest here. Do you have like a favorite full moon or a couple full moons of the year? I know I do. I know Darcy does. What are your favorite moons that you're like, oh man, yes, looking forward to this one?
That's a good question. I mean, the blood moons are always amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably where I'm at. Yeah, to be like completely fair, I'm pretty new into like embracing the power of the moon. So I like cleanse my crystals in the moon, and I say a prayer in the moon. But this is my first like real full moon ceremony, so I'm super excited.
Very cool. I love it. That was actually going to lead me to my next question. Do you find that your energy levels are changed or different at all during either the new moon or the full moon? Have you ever had that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's before it was always like, oh, it's a full moon, like when things would go awry. And now that I've embraced the power of the full moon, I feel like it's helpful in my energy. So it's definitely different and changing. But now I feel that because I embrace it, there's like a driving force when there's a full moon.
Yeah, you're able to like harness it as opposed to just this chaos that that may have otherwise came up. Yeah, cool, awesome, I love it. Darcy, you're the moon factoid person. What are we looking at for this July full moon? What's going on for this one?
All right. Well, as this is so aptly named, it is the buck moon. So it comes from male deers who shed their old antlers in replace of newer and healthier ones, which I find is fairly symbolic when we're talking about moons in general. So I think that's pretty decent. Definitely that time of year where you're going to start seeing all those antlers in the forest and everything, which is pretty cool. Yeah. It's also a super moon. Matt, I know we talk about this quite a bit. Matt seems to think that there's more super moons than normal over the last little while. He's like, come on, they can't all be super moons, but apparently they can. Yeah. So this one is the biggest super moon of the year. So it just means that it's a little bit closer to the Earth's rotation than normal moons. So yeah.
So it presents itself like it appears to be bigger visually for us because it's just that little bit closer, or a lot closer, I guess. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. So when you see it in the sky, it looks like big and impressive.
So a super moon.
Super moon. It's the superest of the super moons.
Wow. And that just means because it's literally the closest one that we'll have this year. Okay.
That's exactly right. Cool. Yeah.
So super moon, and I like the shedding, the whole that idea. So buck moon. Just to go back to that first question, Darcy, I was kind of thinking, because we haven't actually discussed it. So I think my two favorite full moons, or months that have the full moons, is definitely strawberry moon, so the June one, just because it's kind of the kickoff to summer. Yeah. And I also like whatever October is, and I can't remember if it's harvest moon or hunter moon. Harvest, it's kind of like that creepy Halloween moon, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think those are my favorite. How about for you?
I always like the one that's in like January, just because it's such a like desolate kind of, I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but
I think it's like cold moon, isn't it?
Something like that. It's just like, it seems empty and hollow, but at the same time, it's just like a new year, a rebirth of everything, right? Like new year, new moon, new everything. So I kind of like it. It's always really dark in January too. Like it's the darkest month of the year. So to see that nice big bright moon in the sky is rejuvenating for sure.
Good answer. Yeah. Remember a few years ago, actually it was probably more than 10 years ago now, where we had the full moon on New Year's Eve, and it was like
I think
Something
there
else
was
about
a,
it. Blue
I think
moon,
there was
right?
a blue moon.
Blue
Yeah.
moon.
So there was one on the 31st of January that year as well.
And that only happens,
Once
well,
in a blue moon.
once in a blue moon. So I can't remember if that's every 30 years or even like 100 years, or it was like pretty rare.
Yeah, it's definitely very rare. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
hence
was
the
neat
name.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, awesome. So yeah, we have the theme here. So what I'd like to discuss as a group, and we'll go around the circle. Oh, before we do that, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Darcy, why don't we give? Why can you give Kaitlynn the whole rundown on what we do with our moon waters? I'll see if I can. Mine's gonna disappear because of the
Yours is
background.
gonna
There we go.
disappear. Yeah.
So mine's got
So
this. It's amethyst, right? Was that
no, yours is sapphire.
sapphire? That's right. So this is my special one here, Kaitlynn, and everybody watching. So I got that filled up to the brim with some nice RO water. No big deal. And Darcy,
And then mine's got some crystals on the bottom, and it's got my name in calligraphy on the side.
super
It
cool.
was given to me by someone as a present when I helped them open a store last year in Winnipeg. So it's very special to me, my special moon water container.
It's a good present to have gotten for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, excellent. And then Caitlin's got her farmer's market one with the pressed flowers on top. Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's super neat. I like that one.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank you. And I did bring my little amethyst
Oh,
spheres
nice.
beautiful.
to use with it. So
Excellent. Okay, there we go. So Darcy, why don't we give the rundown of like moon water, kind of what we're doing with this?
Yeah, for sure. So in November of last year, I was going through some pretty hard personal things in my life. And I had come across a TikTok video that had said something about moon water and the properties of moon water and how it's supposed to help you and everything. So I kind of did a little bit of research into it, and I made my very first batch of moon water on the November moon of last year. And it gave me everything that I asked for. So I am a firm believer that putting your powers into this water and putting the moon's powers into this water is going to help you on your journey, whatever that may be. So basically the concept is you're going to get your special container like we all have, fill it with some water, and then you're going to set your intention. You're going to say a prayer or an affirmation or however you want to word it. You're going to bless the water with your affirmation, and then you're going to put it out in the full visibility of the moon, whether that's outside or inside. It kind of depends on time of year, as long as your water can see the moon. And then the moon is going to kind of infuse that water with just good affirmations, good intentions. And then you use the water throughout the year or throughout the month to, yeah, kind of reaffirm that and just kind of give that energy back into the universe.
Very cool. Like, so for example, Kaitlynn, I literally just finished my last sip of June's moon water, like this morning. So, and what I always do is I'll go outside or face outside in my bay window and kind of, have like an inner dialogue of like something that I'm grateful for or asking for, and then sort of like cheers nature, if you will, and then have a little sip. And then we just sort of do it throughout the month, just have a little bit here and there when you're feeling grateful or feeling like you're in need of some help or some guidance. And yeah, so it's basically save it throughout the month or however you want to do it, but that's how we've been doing it. So and
that's awesome. I love this. No, I was just saying that's awesome. I love this.
Cool. Okay, great. That's good. And Darcy, not to be undersold, like the thing in November that you had asked for was pretty substantial, and for it to have come true, that was enough to kind of turn my head even more. I'm like, I want some of this moon water action too.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
What I asked for was literally life-changing, and I got it. And actually every batch of moon water that I've had since then, I either ask for myself or I've asked on behalf of other people who were in need of something in their life as well. And every single ask that I put to the universe has come true since November. So I don't always ask for things. Sometimes I give back or I give thanks, or it kind of depends on what's going on. The last couple have been giving thanks to the universe because I feel like I've asked a lot over the last 6 or 8 months. So yeah, I think I'm ready to start asking again for the universe for something. So
excellent. Okay, cool. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so I just have a couple topics. We'll go around the horn with here. it's sort of the same theme as the moon here. So the first one is like, the full moon. It's like it's completed its cycle. Is there anything that's showing up in your ladies' lives that feel like, okay, this is complete now, that can then be replaced with some new energy? So that'll be part two, is like what potentially something that you might be putting into your moon water. We've discussed it. Darcy and I have asked each other a few times, like, are we going to discuss? Well, but we figure it's like blowing the candles out on a birthday cake. You don't want to, like, you can't say what you wish for, otherwise it's not going to come true. But just a discussion about, like, is there something new that you're so kind of like reaching completion, and then what do you foresee that's new, that kind of resonates with this theme of full moon, especially like the shedding, the buck moon, the shedding of antlers and things of that nature. So we'll start with that, just like what feels complete, what feels like there's a sense of completion in your life that's showing up right now. And we'll start with our guest, Kaitlynn.
Complete. I would say I've been doing a lot of work on just healing my toxic relationship with myself in certain ways. So that to me is coming complete to like this place where I've changed it to like this loving relationship with myself. So I think just closing the door on that, the way it used to be, and fully start new.
Ooh, good answer. I love that. That's amazing. And it's very apparent. Just from me knowing you, as short as I have, but obviously we're working together fairly closely, and yeah, you've just everything that you're posting on Instagram and the way that you're showing up and everything. Yeah, that's very apparent. So excellent. Great work. Great to hear it. Yeah. Darcy.
For me, I feel like I've kind of hit a little bit of a rut lately. So I just kind of need this one to kind of re-energize me and kind of spark that passion and that drive and that energy again. So yeah, I need to replace my antlers. I need new antlers.
Okay, so more so it's the feeling of completion.
I don't know if there's completion. I need a fresh start is what I need.
I get it. Okay, so more, yeah.
I need a renewed energy, a new source of energy at this point. I'm kind of burning out a little bit, so.
I get you. No, that makes sense. Yeah, still of the theme, but yeah, no, first a different twist on it. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, so for me, definitely, I have the online course, specifically the course component of my recovery roadmap program, which Kaitlynn's a part of, which is rad. I have one more module I got 3 of the 4 lessons done. I just have to record them, like record the slideshow, and then 1 lesson to create, which I'm looking to do today. And then the whole online course is complete, which is big because that was, very satisfying, but like a lot of work. And now that people are actually going through it and, getting good feedback and so forth, it feels amazing. So that is my point of completion, or my part of completion for sure. And it's felt myself actually getting a little bit emotional because I did like the last lesson just because I'm like, oh, this one's easy to lay out and create and all that. And then as I'm like, producing like the last part of the lesson, I'm like, holy crap. So I'm kind of getting like a little bit emotional because like a lot went into it, and it's kind of, I feel that it's it's a complete journey and all that. So it was like, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool feeling. So that's my completion story. Okay. So coming out of this full moon, we're talking about you, Darcy. You've touched on it, but I'll let you elaborate on it further. Like what kind of new energy are we, hoping for? I mean, we're getting into the heart of summertime, right? It's an exciting time. There might be some more road trips, adventures, time outside. What sort of new energy are you all, looking for, seeking, desiring? Speak a little bit on that. Like, so coming out of this full moon, what are you going to be, looking for basically coming out of this? So Kaitlynn, I'll start with you.
Sure. The biggest word that's coming to mind is love, leading with love. And for me, I think that I've confused that in the past of like love for other people before myself. So, and I've grown to learn that leading with love for myself actually makes it easier to lead with love for others. So I think that like, you know, this kind of goes along with the closing the toxic relationship past, and now that loving relationship. So a loving energy would be my answer.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. I love it. Love it. Darcy.
I just have to say, Kaitlynn, that was an amazing answer. That was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess for me, it's like I said, I just need a renewed energy source. I just feel like the way I've been going about things, maybe for the last couple months, has been kind of draining on my soul. So I just need a new beginning, a new way of doing things, a new outlook, both professional and personal. I just need to kind of take a step back, regroup, and then keep going forward, because I have a lot of stuff coming up over the next 6 weeks, and I just need to find that energy within myself, and hoping that my moon water is going to help me with that journey, and we can go forward and actually enjoy, and not I always use the analogy, like, you can either go with the flow or you can hack at it with a hatchet. And I feel like I'm hacking at life with a hatchet right now. So
Okay.
I need to just kind of go with the flow a little bit more. So that's my intent. That's what I want out of this.
So what would you, yeah, do you have any idea what that looks like? Is it sort of like, are you feeling like you need more like rest and relaxation? Yeah.
I need a little bit better balance for sure.
Balance. Yeah.
And I just need, like Kaitlynn said, I need a little more self-love. I just need to allow myself to make those mistakes, or allow myself to yeah, to rest, to take a step back, to not always be right there, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Which can be very challenging to do in the heat of the moment, and especially when you have so many plates in the air, right?
yeah,
It's you know, we had our holiday, but you know, coming out of it, it was like, you know, you go right back into it, and for you, there's a lot of, you know, family, you know, adventures that you partake in throughout the summer, and so it's, yeah, there's those weeks at a time where you're on the road and then you're traveling, and so that's very, it can be challenging to find those pockets of time for yourself, I imagine.
absolutely, yeah.
So that's what you're looking for. Yeah, great. So I'll be asking for that. Yeah, for myself, new energy. Yeah, you know, I'm at the stage now where I can start putting myself out there around town. You know, going to like actual in-person networking and going to recovery clinics and things of that nature, which I was hesitant. I was getting everything else done in the meantime, and now this is like the part that it's that I have the most uncertainty and hesitancy doing. So I'm just gonna jump into it because you know yeah, it's the final piece, and it's the piece I'm most nervous about. So I'm now looking at the way that I've built myself up for the last 4 months. I've done like everything in behind the scenes where a lot of people, like Adam, for example, who's in the program, he's just out there putting his name out, volunteering, doing all this stuff, and then he's going to put together a program and all that. And I've kind of done it in reverse order. And we were talking about it yesterday, and he's like, you know, like, that's the easiest part is just getting out there. I'm like, yeah, easiest part. So it's just, you know, I know I have it in me from, you know, from doing like, it's just been a while, right? I feel a little bit rusty with it because I haven't been working in the general public since January. So there's a little bit of, and just, you know, in general, like when I went to that networking event last week, I felt out of place for more reasons than one, not just because I'm like new in my current position, but you know, you throw me against like a defense attorney of 20 years and an HVAC guy of 30 years experience. And I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Like, I got to get the experience, right? But the only way to get experience is to do, right? To actually experience. So that's where I am. So that's the energy that I'm, you know, it's nervousness, but it's excitement, well over fear. Like I'm curious about it, and I'm like, okay. And I know I have it in me. That's what I'm looking at. That's like my, you know, the next stage, because I'm ready to do it. So it's just a matter of, okay, psyching myself up and getting the work done and getting the experience. So and not, you know, overthinking it. And same to what you know, what both of you've talked about as far as being like not too hard on yourself, remembering like lead with love, allow mistakes, right? It's all part of the process. don't spend too much time in my own head. So that would be my answer for sure. So excellent. Okay. Well, buck moon. Any final thoughts, ladies? Are we
That's it from me. I'm excited for this one. I feel
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
having another person involved in this podcast and everything, it's
Yeah.
or this event, I should say.
Yes.
It just kind of brings a new energy to it, which is kind of nice. Actually, I feel like, not that I don't love doing it with just you, but to have another person involved as well as thank you, Kaitlynn, for joining us. This has been
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thanks, Kaitlynn.
Thank you for having me. It's good to bring that awareness and have like that concrete, like, we're gonna let go of this and start this. So I'm already feeling the effects. So that's awesome.
Rad.
Perfect. I believe the moon is at its peak at about, I think I read 1:30 or 2 this afternoon. So
Oh.
this evening it should be nice and full in the sky.
Oh, okay. So I got to get this outside sooner than later. I'll just put it out in our backyard there.
Maybe
Like
the sun, moon,
this.
water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rad. Okay, I'm gonna put this out right away then. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a good day, ladies. And well, Kaitlynn, I'll be talking to you later, anyways. We got the call, and yeah, everybody that's watching or watching the replay, feel free to join in on the moon water thing, and you know, tag us if you end up hopping on board there. We'd love to. The more the merrier. That's just more of this great energy. So, thanks everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.